From the day we started in '77, we wanted to be the biggest band in the world.
In 1967, the band signed a deal with EMI and released their debut, The Piper at the Gates of Dawn. The promotional single, Arnold Lane, was surprisingly banned from some radio stations for its lyrical content.
Well, there's bits of it, there's elements to it that are kind of freaky and that kind of are a little bit out there. And I think you can maybe hear the early R&B influences, but you can also see where the band were going to go with it. So it's this kind of interesting template for what was before and what they were about to become.
In 1969, Fogerty and his band released 3 hit albums featuring a string of top singles, selling more records worldwide than the Beatles. John Fogerty was the heart and soul of the band, producing, writing, singing, and playing lead guitar on almost all of their hits.
Fear of Music was produced by Brian Eno again, and it got to number 21 in America, number 33 in the UK, and I think it was their most claustrophobic album. David Byrne's lyrics were increasingly paranoid, and from the moment Izimbra kicks in, the opening track, which is incredibly African, then you know that this is a different record.
When we got together with Mutt to start seriously writing Hysteria, he throws you the, why can't a rock band have 7 hit singles off one album? Almost write a greatest hits album before they're released. The idea was that this record was not going to come out until it was an absolute bona fide classic record.
What we were doing was so different to what everyone else was. You know, they were still doing stuff that was based on the Pyromania stuff, and we'd gone, you know, we'd taken a quantum leap from that.
Rock was becoming very self-indulgent, and this got back to the idea of songs that were a little more to the point.
You know, straight out of Compton, we're really trying to out-rap each other.
Makes a man cook 'em in a pot like gumbo.
You know, guys are listening to guys' lyrics, guys are rewriting lyrics, competing with each other to be the best on the song, and I think that elevated the whole album.
Now, how about F the Police?
Yes.
Also 1988, and from Straight Outta Compton, if you will.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Police were pretty bad. Daryl Gates who was the chief of police at the time, had declared a war on gangs.
In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles. So, you know, war on gangs to law-abiding citizens, that sounds perfectly normal. Let's do this. You know, let's get these gangs out of here. But when you're a young black teenager and you're mistaken for a gang member, it's not so good, because now you have police basically saying, we're at war with you. And they showed it, and they were heavy-handed, and they pushed, and we had no defense. Only defense we had was a song. I'm glad we did it, because it's now part of history in a way. The police, you know, they could do no wrong before that song came out. Now we realize that they're human, and, you know, sometimes, you know, they are at fault.
Well, I think you can hear in his music how brilliant he was.
If you listen to a lot of stuff Jerry did, and you listen to the same song performed in different venues and different times, they're not the same. And he's just feeling it.